Yellow cab, a busy city. That's the sign of Kolkata. And this evening, I'm in Kolkata, venturing behind the very traditional Nakhoda Masjid in the heart of the city in the hunt for some amazing kebabs. There's no fancy five-star restaurants here. Just fire and meat and the same way of cooking kebabs for over 100 years, and in many cases by generations of the same family. So let's go and explore some authentic kebabs in Kolkata. Now we are starting our evening at the Naeem tea stall. This is really popular. Like any time of the day you go in, you are gonna have a long line of people. This shop is also really old, and they essentially have been making tea the very same way, which is uh, boiling milk and sugar essentially for a really long period of time, and they just add tea leaves to it. This, to be honest, was not my cup of tea. It was just way too sugary. But anyways, we are moving on to our main attractions, kebabs. Now, my first stop for the evening is this really tiny shop called the Al Baik. Now, you might have seen they have this advertisement called no beef because India being a Hindu country, obviously beef is not very common, but Muslims and the kebabs heavily depend on beef. But this is one of the stalls where they don't use beef at all, and that's a big part of their advertisement. Anywho, the main thing which we're here to eat is those kind of shish kebabs. These are made from chicken, minced chicken, mix it with a bunch of spices. It goes on this hot charcoal bed. It's just prepped right from the chicken mince to the final product, right in front of your eyes. And this is the experience of this whole cooking was just so tantalizing. It's just so involved, and you're seeing this whole food getting cooked in front of you. Once they sort of start taking this chicken out, they prep this whole spices and a little bit of yogurt mix, and they put all those kebabs in those spices, and then those are delivered to you with some onions and some cucumbers, and this is absolutely delicious. Just soft and juicy and flavorful, and it just melts in your mouth with the charcoaly goodness. It's just amazing. So this particular street which we are on is called the Zakaria Street. This is behind this Nakhoda Masjid in central Kolkata. This is a primarily a Muslim area which was established by this Kutch Muslims, people who came from the Kutch region of Gujarat, and they embroidered uh, their traditional cuisine with the Mughlai cuisine and the Bengali spices and created this very unique kebabi food paradise right over here. All right, we are now at our creme de la creme, the main destination I've been looking forward to for this night, called the Adams Kebab. The first thing when I saw the name, I was like, "Why is it called Adams Kebab? It's not a Christian name, but it is Adams Kebab." And the only thing they make here is this thing called Suta Kebab, which basically means kebabs as fine as threads, because they mince the meat very, very fine, then they put it on the cheeks, they grill it, mix it with some lemons and onions, and they chop it up, and that was better than the awesome goodness we had before. This was just amazing. We ended up having like 3 plates of that. Alright, after a little bit of exploration of the Zakaria Street, which gets very busy during like Ramadan, and it gets filled with temporary food stalls on both sides. This area is really famous for a bunch of other sweet dishes like barka khani, which you can get here. There's a lot of small shops on both sides. You can get a pretty good bargain if you know what you are looking for. But we are headed to find some more food. Alright, the next pit stop is this place called Taskeen. Now, this one is relatively newer. Like the other two places so far we have visited, those are more than 100 years old. Adams is from like 1890s. This one is like 30, 35 years old, and the thing they're famous for is this thing called Murg Changezi, which is like whole leg piece, a quarter essentially, and then you fry it, and then you put in a bunch of sauces and spices and yogurt and cook them in a big pan essentially, and then you serve it with a little bit of rice or roti. So that was pretty damn good. I would say it was a lot closer to if you had like a chicken chop, which is really popular in Kolkata, but probably not as unique as like Adams Kebab. This was like very rich, oily, spicy, not hot, but it was really good. We also had on their suggestion this thing called like fried kebab, which is like they make a kebab like a grill, and then they deep fry it. This is a little dry. I won't necessarily suggest or try to have that once again. Once we were out on the road, this time we saw a bunch of like street vendors who are selling all kinds of other food items. Some of the things really famous in this area are like sevai, which is used to make a very famous Indian dessert. We saw a lot of buns, which apparently goes to all these small restaurants over there. So it's like food mela everywhere. Okay, after eating at like four places, I'm losing count. We are finally at our like dinner destination, and this is going to be a nicer sit-down restaurant with like an AC and all. This is the Royal Indians, and they are really famous for their very unique way of cooking chicken chop or mutton chop. So we are going to sit inside, have some kebab once again, and this specific kebab, they serve it with some nuts and some pomegranate, and then we had some chicken kebabs, some chicken chop, and some rumali roti. And as you can imagine, we probably did not eat until next day's dinner. And that's my kebab eating time for today. I will see you soon.